Hannah Cheramy, great to see you as always. Welcome back to Pop Alternative.
Yay, thank you for having me back. Fourth year.
Fourth year, and again, I was
I
gonna say it's like a tradition now, right?
know.
Like
I'm gonna miss this once season five is done.
it's kind of crazy too because now it's like four seasons of playing this character, and I feel like every season you're always going to learn new. And I feel like maybe it's established, like you play Julie, like you know what's going on, but there's been like weird, like different things kind of happening with this character now. Like, does it feel like a curveball now? Like you feel like you should know about this character, but maybe not.
Yeah, I'm always discovering things about Julie. Like that's the best part about being on like a long form series is that I can think I have everything about her figured out, and then a new plot line happens, and like the story walking stuff. Like I didn't know in season two that was any aspect to do with Julie, and now it's like an integral part of her character. So yeah, she's always changing and always growing.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it last time. That was really new. So take me through that first day of getting like those new season four scripts because so much kind of happens. Like, you might not know anything kind of until like maybe a couple weeks before filming. What's that like getting those season four scripts, so to speak?
Yeah, I got the first episode when I was still back home, and I was just like in bed, and I remember I got it like so like early in the morning because of the time zone difference because I'm in Vancouver. And it was the first thing I did. Like I literally opened my eyes, checked my email, and I was like, I'm reading this. Like I'm not doing anything until I read this. And I saw that it picked up like right where it left off. And so I was so stoked for that because I we were all kind of the cast and I were all kind of like going back and forth being like, do we think there's gonna be a time jump? How are we gonna explain a lot of things? What do we think we're gonna do? And it was like right where we left off. So I was super stoked for that.
And I think it's interesting too because obviously, you know, the last season, every season of From just ends in the biggest kind of like either a cliffhanger or something really insane that kind of happens. Do you
Yeah.
feel like you can prepare yourself for that now, like after three seasons, or not even?
I, you know what? I'm prepared for something crazy to happen, but I'm never prepared for what it is. I think that's a good way to explain
That is a great answer.
it.
Absolutely. Um, it's interesting. So I've been talking to a lot of your cast mates about this for season four because episodes are rolling out on MGM Plus and then
Yeah.
Paramount Plus in Canada, they're rolling out as well. I mean, it's a very interesting thing this season, I think, more than others, is there is this kind of ping pong match where people in the town are afraid, there's fear, but there's frustration. Now they want to get out of there. They want to figure out what's going on. They want to leave. Like I feel like they always want to leave, but I really feel it this season, right? What's that like balancing those things when you're kind of preparing and like reading the script? Because those are two different things. They come together, but the fear and the frustration, right? It's interesting.
Yeah, you know what? I think specifically for Julie, she's so disconnected from that. She's so disconnected from the troop that's trying to figure out how to get home. Like that's not what she is so tunnel vision focused on her dad right now and saving her dad and trying to like figure out what her story walking abilities mean for her and for everyone else. So I feel like she doesn't even know, like at this point, she doesn't even know about anything to do with her mom or any of these like reincarnations. Like there's so many things that she doesn't know because she's elsewhere. She's doing other things. So I know for a lot of other characters there's lots of tension and like push and pull, but like I guess it's kind of been nice in a way that I can just like focus a lot of my attention this season on like one goal and like really lock in and like harness in that one goal.
I
So
went back to the second because the first interview we did was an interview with you, Corteon, and Pegah. That was like the first interview. And then the rest we did one-on-one interviews. And I went back to the second interview we did, and like I asked you about being conscious of the audience member watching from while you're making from, right? And I feel like given kind of what we talked about with like the theories and everything, it is such a like active audience member detective show, right? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like you can't not think about it at all, right? When you're
oh
on production, right?
yeah, I mean, I don't think about it in a way that it's really going to like impact my performance, I'd say, but I think about it a lot. Like I think about like, oh, people are going to like this or I don't think they're going to understand this right away or like all these different things. Like I'm very like in tune because 4 years of this, I know what people want to see and don't want to see. So like when things are happening, I'm like, I don't know if that's going to go over well, and then maybe we'll have a meeting, we'll talk about it, John will explain it to me, and then we'll do it in a way that like works and all this different stuff. But yeah, I'm very like I understand sort of how people are going to perceive stuff.
It's also exciting too because I feel like when season one came out, horror movies were popular and everything, but they keep getting bigger, they keep getting better, right? And this is like a horror movie show, right? Like where it's very scary and people are saying it's like one of those. And it's an amazing time for, horror movies and a thriller and all that stuff. What's it like kind of working on From now in the last kind of year or so where these are like the best, these are the most talked about like things that come out right now in that horror thriller genre, so to speak.
Yeah, horror has always been something that's been really underrepresented and very unappreciated, I'd say, in the industry. Like so many amazing horror cinematographers, directors, actors, producers, all of that like exist in the horror film and they don't get their flowers for it. And so I think that horror coming into its own now and really starting to make mainstream. Like right now we have like Obsession out right now, and like it was this little indie horror that is like breaking barriers and like starting so many conversations about what the real roots of horror is. And horror doesn't always have to be this like major big budget production. It can just be something that you do for the love of the genre. And I think that's 100% to its core what From is. From is we are doing it because this is a story that we want to tell. We're not doing it for like dollar bills. Like it's not this mega big show on some like big corporation. Like it's just we're doing it for the love of the genre and for the love of storytelling.
Okay, did want to kind of ask you, very interesting, and we saw it in past seasons of Julie in the Colony House and with her family and everything. It's interesting when there's like in From, you have scenes where you really get the ensemble cast experience where it's everyone, and then there's scenes where it's just you and, Julie and Ethan, right? And like, Julie and Fatima, like it's different, like the one-on-ones versus the ensemble cast. Is it a different mindset or preparation doing those kind of big cast scenes versus one-on-one scenes?
Oh, 100%. We go into those days being like, oh my God, this is going to be a shit show. Like, we go in, we're like, there are so many people here today. It's about to be fun, but this is going to be a long ass day. Like, we'll have like a scene that's, I don't even know, maybe like 6 pages or something. And it's like the only scene of the day, or like one of the only scenes of the day, just because we know how many people are in it and how many little technical things are going to have to be done to make sure it all gets done. And
Mhm.
sometimes it'll take like the car crash scene, where Sophia and the pastor come into town. That was over the course of a couple days, I believe, because it's just
Mhm.
like there's so many moving parts. So yeah, it's like a mental preparation of like, and if you need to be alone and have your own space because it's like everyone's talking and stuff, it's like I need to just go over here. So sometimes a lot of people like separate themselves because it can be a lot, but it's those are also like the most fun days. So
Yeah. And shout out to Julia Doyle. I mean, joining season four of From, so
yeah,
good.
I
So
know.
amazing. I mean, probably one of the greatest like reveals in my opinion in television that
I
she's the
know.
man in yellow, right? Like I don't even like that literally like that did not cross my mind at all.
I
And
know.
like until but then what's so funny is then like that reveal happens and then you go back and like that guy was in the car alone. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
So like
But it was like masterful how they like they blocked it in a way that it was like she could have been in the car, but like a branch was blocking where you would have seen her. So,
Mhm.
like I was like, oh, these people
And
are so smart.
no,
Smart.
absolutely. And it's been 4 seasons now, and the fans are, really passionate about this. And you said, in past interviews, you really enjoy seeing the fan theories and what they're thinking about season to season and everything. And I'm wondering, it's interesting, right? Because it would be like if I asked the director, about 5 of his films, right? Like what are his favorite films in order, right? I would always ask them on my show, like, if there's some fans that say like that movie you did is like a fan favorite of mine and maybe that's something he didn't think about much, right? You know what I mean? If that maybe kind of determines or like affects his rankings, right, of his favorite movies he's done based on kind of audience perception. Does that happen with you with episodes of From? Like for example, like you film these shows, right, these episodes, and then you wrap, right, and people really say like, oh, I love this episode with Julie specifically, and maybe it's something you didn't think about as much until a fan brings it up. Does that kind of determine like your favorite kind of episodes and scenes based on fan reactions? It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, I think maybe a bit. I mean, obviously, I love to see people love and enjoy the show. So if there's ever an episode, like specifically, I know there's been lots of positivity around episode 5, which I'm
Mhm.
actually really pumped about because I said I did like a takeover on the From on MGM Instagram account, and they asked what episode I'm excited for, and I was like, oh, I'm really excited for episode 5 or something like that. And then there started to be like news articles that were like, episode 5 of From is about to be the best episode of television ever made in the history of the world. And I was like, oh my gosh. And everyone was like, actress Hannah Cheramy confirms it's the best. And I was like, oh my God, there's so much pressure for this episode to be good now. Like I was really stressed out. But then it came out and everyone was loving it. And I was like, okay, good, yay. Because people were going to be really mad at me if they didn't like it. So I was stoked. And that made me be like, yes, I knew episode 5 was good. But when everyone else confirmed how good it was, I was like, yes, I was right. So
And then last question, to kind of tie into that, is there something you're really enjoying about season 4 compared to past seasons as an exclusive thing to season 4 without kind of spoilers or anything? Like anything you really enjoy tone-wise with season 4 from?
yeah, I mean, season 4 overall is my favorite season for sure so far. I'd say like for myself personally, I feel like Julie is really a pivotal character this season, and she's not passive anymore, and she's really like driving storylines and driving plot lines, which has been really different and like really exciting for me to get to do. So season 4 in that sense has been really good for me. And then just as a whole, every season you want to build more and you want to make the stakes higher and make everything bigger. But From it still really kept like the essence of what it is at the same time while still getting bigger, like the dolls and all of the
Oh,
Jade discovering all of his past lives and all that stuff. It's still true to what the show is, and it's like things that we have been building for so long, that the man had a nightmare and he threw the dolls into the lake, and then the dolls became alive because that was his nightmare. And that goes back to, what was it, season 1, where Sarah, or season 2, was saying like Nathan's biggest fear was cicadas, and then cicadas showed up in the town. Like these are things we have been building for so long. And so it's really cool to see like how big it's getting in the show, but still how like it's been there all along.
absolutely. And season 4 episodes are rolling out on MGM Plus and Paramount Plus in Canada. And we do know that the 5th and final season of From is coming as well, which is really exciting. Hannah, so great catching up with you. Thanks so much for your time as always.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's great to be back.
Absolutely. Your Instagram account is just your name if people want to keep up to date with everything, right?
Yeah, I believe it's like underscore Hannah Cheramy.
And there might be something cool that they should be looking out for next month, right? You never know.
Maybe. I don't know. Could be
Absolutely.
anything.
They'll have to just wait and see. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, it's Hannah Cheramy and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.